Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday, May 18, starting with the US dollar index here. It looks like we've had to sort of jam a top in through here in terms of the way that we look at wave 3 and A, B, C, D and E here for wave 4. And then moving up for wave 5. Now, we've probably got a top in here because that would coincide with the support in the S&P 500 and the DAX and the low in the Euro and so on. But at the same time, I just want to check on a few things. So I'm just going to label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. For wave A, and then a B, and then a C, and I'll just get to see how quick this, if this is going to be a wave 3 here or a C wave and so on. So I'll just gather some information first, but just to let you know there's a top in there, and that, as I mentioned, would coincide with support in indices and some support in other currencies, in other pairs. Coming over to the gold market and looking at GDX first here, it's clear that we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then we've got a correction, and then we've got another 5 waves here. So we're looking at a possible 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Is it possible we've got an A and a B and a C in at this point here? Possible, but if that was the case, then we'll need to gather more information in here. So we'll go to the 100 ticks and look at this in a little bit more detail coming down here, so you've got a bit of an idea with it. So I won't go into a lot of detail, but we've got 1 and 2 in here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1. We could look at it as an A and a B and a C as well, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that's what we've got so far. And I was looking for an ABC back into the box here. It does look quite nice here as 1, 2, 3, 4 and some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for the A wave at this point. So we're in a B wave here. So we know that US gold is moving down a little bit, so we should see that drop and then recover. Is it possible to have wave 1 there? Possible, but we're going for the wave 2, but we'll monitor both the situations at this point. So an ABC and then down again, and that would be in line with, well, this would be in line with silver at least to that point. So US spot gold, this is the weekly chart here. There's 2 ways to look at all of this really. So we've got wave 3 here. You know, we were hoping that we would have wave 3 here with an irregular flat, and then we thought we'd have it over here as a triangle, and that's not panning out. So we're changing our mind more than the weather. But welcome to Elliott. So we're still in this wave 3 to wave 4 correction. There's 2 ways it could play it out. We could look from B to C here as a 5 wave move down here, and if we do get a 5 wave move down here, we can buy on the low and then start again and build a position to the upside at that point. If we only end up with 3 waves down here, well, then we'll be in a larger triangle, so an A and a B, and well, I'll use that C there, and then a D, and then an E at that point, and then have the wave 4. So that will be in 3, finish in 3 waves, and this one will finish in 5 waves. So yeah, I'm just sort of looking at them, comparing them, and you know, dragging GDX into it and stocks into it and those sort of things. But yeah, it's moving down. It's moving down. This is a 2-week chart here. It's not the end of the week yet, but it's moving down on lower volume in the last couple of weeks. There's plenty of support in through here. So the 18 delivers a lot of support in that particular space there. It really runs right through that that market there. So anyway, let's just go to 1 day, from 1 week to 1 day, and then just start sort of looking at it. So as I mentioned, we could look at it as an A and a B and a C coming down. We could look at it as wave 1 and 2 coming down. Yeah, there's a few different ways we can look at this. So we're just sort of fishing around, looking at things, trying to understand things. Like we just discovered with GDX then. With GDX, that's the top at GDX. We can count that down as 5 waves. And we've got a correction, we count that down as 5 waves. So this is a little bit short here to be a 3rd wave. If we looked at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and down for 3, that's a little bit short. So that's why we've gone for the 1 and the 2 here. So I think I'm on the 5K, but it'll be a slightly different count, but not 5K, maybe 10K, maybe 2K. Here we go. So let's just bring some more data in this, don't need all of that. So from this high over here, we can have it as wave B or wave 2 there. So still trying to figure that out. And yeah, just counting down, we've got 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, fifth for 1 and 2 here. All that's pretty rosy, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, bringing this down. I may change this back again, actually. If you know, because I was looking, this counts quite nicely as 5 waves up here, so I was looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave, but it's really testing it out a little bit at that point. I'm just going to remove these here. If it breaks below the 1800 here, then I'll need to bring that wave 2 down to here, but I don't think it's the case. Yeah, I'll just chill on that, and we're not going to call any trades in because still looking for a push there. We've got a little 5 wave move up, yeah, in other markets, so we should see that push up. But anyway, we'll just see. Yeah, so I mean, I can change this here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 to this point. There's a few things that I could do, but I mean, I know from trading is that the number 8 is really important, and we're just seeing the first bounce off that. So I just want to get a bit of a grip on that, because I still don't know if we're going down for this wave C here, or we're going down for, you know, a deeper 5 wave move at that point. So we'll just wait and see at that point. Do I have anything on the 100 ticks here? Just have a little look inside that. Probably not, but oh yeah, we had a bit of a look. 1, 2, so it doesn't look right there either, does it? Let's have a closer look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third, fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks better with a 1 and 2 sitting there, really, as a 1 and 2 at that point. And then that's 1 and 2, or maybe all the third wave to there, but that's not quite right. That's the strongest point in the trend. That's got to be the third. So 1 and 2, that belongs to that. That there belongs to all of that. That's all that part. That belongs to that. Oh, I must force it to that point. Must be a fourth wave there. It's the only way it fits. But we do have 5 waves there, so can look for. I'm just really talking to myself here, but we're not really at that 61.8% there just yet. So yeah, look, I'm just going to chill on this, and we'll just see. Just be careful. We're just looking for a bounce in that space. And over to silver. With silver, I can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to this point. So I'm still looking for wave 5, and then an A and a B. A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then up here for the C wave here to come into play up here before we come down again here. So yeah, just working through that correction there, nothing really exciting. If we get that 5 wave structure in there, this pullback here, we'll look to do a little trade up here perhaps, but it won't be as fast as this. The A wave is always the fastest because it takes out all the stops, you know. The short covering takes out stops in the previous trend, and then it gets sluggish from that point. And you know, the speed of this particular trend to this point here is, you know, pretty straight up and down at this point. I mean, we'll need to put that over here a little bit, but wave C could be on more of an angle like that, so we'll be a little bit careful. But yeah, nothing really cooking here. We're just looking at silver as a corrective rally at this point, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. Iron ore, it's in a bit of a rock and a hard place, so I'm looking at it being bearish or bullish. And the thing is that we could look at this as a top here being wave C of B up here, and having a top in place. But at the same time, we can look at it as wave 1. The move down here counts down as an A wave, and then an A, B, and a C for the B wave, and down for the C wave. So my first move down, I'm getting a corrective move. So I'm assuming all this is corrective, but there's other things in the wind that mention that we could be in a bigger bearish pattern. But if I looked at it as wave 1 here, And this is just a tick chart, just so we can see some detail. An A, B, C for the A wave, then the B wave and the C wave here. Kind of like all that. It counts better as an A, B, C than 5 waves, you know, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you know. Could I count that down as 1? And then an A, B, C here for the B, an A, B, C here for the A wave, a B wave and a C wave. That doesn't count as 5 waves, so that's not going to work. It counts better down as an A, B and C here. And then I've got it as 1 and 2 here. And then 5 waves up here for 1, and looking for an A, B, C to come back. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the C wave getting there, so we'll see a bounce off that. If this low is taken out, then we're in bearish mode at that point. And this really affects, you know, the folks that trade iron ore stocks, the BHPs and Vales and Rios of the world. So it's working its way into a corner, and it's going to come out as a bull or a bear hat on, and we'll ride the bull and we'll run with the bear. So just a matter of time, and we'll know what's cooking. Crude oil, we're looking at that in a bigger pattern here. And this C wave that's moving up here, this will be wave 1 and 2. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave to come up here. Once we hit that 1150, which is a medium level, halfway between 10 and 13, and we'll see that pull back down in 3 waves. So I think we're going to still be hovering along here sideways for quite some time before we see a push up. The move is corrective, so we're just stuck in a rock and a hard place here. So no trends at this point for this. Yeah, look, if you're a crude trader, then I think you need to look at another market, unless you're going to be you know, trading very short term in all of this. But be very careful. This is where you lose money in sideways choppy markets, and that's what we've got here. So unless I get a classic trading levels pattern sitting on top of this 11,500, I'd need something like this here, the 11,500 across here. Would need the arrival, which we're going to get, the reaction, the first high above the level. That becomes our reference point to go long, but then we can get a better position here and a better position over here. So we'll do that. So if I'm wrong, that's what we'll be doing, and we will be long. But otherwise, we'll be looking at a 5-3-5 structure here, and then it just gets worse in all of this. So nothing really there to be excited about. Copper, doing everything we kind of expected it to do off this medium level 4 here. So wave 3 of 5 of 3. We're looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. C wave is 5 waves, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count to 5. So that still needs a little bit more there. And look, nothing really exciting here either. Once we get this in, then it becomes a little bit exciting. We'll need to get a support, the classic trading levels back on top of 40 there before we can look at being long in that point. But as it stands, yeah, nothing really happening there except a small rally and then down again. Nickel, we're looking at it as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, the fourth is a bit small, so kind of like scratching my head. But wave 2 was complicated, so maybe, you know, the guideline of alternation, we could do that. But anyway, it's a bit of a, if there was an error made, it will be made here. But even so, in the meantime, it's not really going to affect anything, because we can see we've got down for 1, ABC for 2 here, down for 1, back for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down for the third, fourth and fifth for the third, then a fourth and then a fifth. So rather be short than long, but both journeys, you know, the down journey is going to be a little bit bouncy, but, you know, shorting from where we are here down to the 25 would be, you know, get yourself a burger anyway. So uranium. So yesterday, you know, the other day, we were counting down here and all the rest of it, and then the market turned and we got a nice impulse wave here, so we decided to go long there, and we also wanted to go long above the 21 there, so we've done that. And I've moved the stop up to this low here. But I want you to know, these are just half quarter positions, whatever, but I want you to know that if the market's going to fail, this is really where it's going to fail from, inside this box here. and it would be that this would be the A wave here, the B wave here, and then this would be wave 1 in here somewhere, wave 2 here, and then a little wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, a third wave here, fourth wave here, and going up for the fifth wave. So if you don't want to be in this and take that heat with the stop being here, then you need to get out here or take some off the table, because the gas market and the energy market and crude oil, you know, they can just go up a little bit further. And well, I think gas is already in. We'll get there when we get there. So there could be a push up here, and then we could be coming down again like this. I'm not quite sure, but we've got 3 waves here. Anyway, yeah, if you want to protect yourself, then you could do it this way. You could probably also too, one of the best stops is a trading stop. You could just put that there. That would solve the problem. That will get us to break even, and we could just sit it out from that point if you wanted to. Yeah, so that's that. Natural gas. So with natural gas here, we were looking at this being an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves down for a C wave down here for wave 4. I've got these sitting over here for that. Can we look at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? I think so, but you know, I went to the 20 ticks here and had a bit of a look at it, as I've mentioned before, because it makes the difference. So we can count this down here as 5 waves. And then I sort of pull this apart here. I still get 3 waves out of it though, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 in here. I can open it up a little bit and have a bit of fun. So 1 and 2 in here. So you've got to count 5 waves down into that point, but I'll leave that to you. Then we've got 1, 2, 3. That can probably be shifted over. Oh no, that's okay. That's 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4, 5. So that's okay. And then this is okay. There's a nice, pretty obvious big pattern there. And then down here for probably, there is a bit of an issue here because that could go over to here for that realistically. But it shouldn't change the whole thing. It just really introduces 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It introduces an extra leg. So the only problem I could think here with this would go over there, then that would be 1 and 2, but just a slight little bit higher. But I think I'm just going to run with that. That's okay for me. And then we've got this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that seems to be all okay. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So I can count it down quite nicely as an ABC pattern, but it doesn't really take us away from the problem. Now, where were we? Were we on this one? Not on that one. It's 100 ticks maybe. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about, well, what we talked about yesterday, is that we could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for 1 and 2, and then we started counting up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But at the same time, we're above the 61.8% mark, but that doesn't mean everything. We're at the 78.6 now, so 61 point here. So it still doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter at all at this stage. But it could be viewed as an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I know wave 4 overlaps wave 1 here, but that's what you get when you're at large numbers. Things like that occur, so I'm okay with that. And then we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we could actually have a top in here. So we know we're going to get a top in for crude, and if crude rolls over, then will gas roll over? Will uranium roll over? Will the energy sector roll over? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So what I'm saying with the energy sector here is that we just need to chill, really. Don't do anything just yet. We need to pick up the thread, because if this is correct as an ABC here, then we're going to get 5 waves down here. and my wave 4 as an ABC for wave 4 becomes an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here. So nothing really exciting in this space for the energy at the moment. And it would come, you know, as you know, with the US markets, you know, we're looking at the S&P 500 and all of those guys. We're looking at those as corrective rallies, as an A and a B and a C wave up here. So from the B to the C here, this is just the finance sector, but the tech sector is the same as well. We could be looking at any of the tech sector really as an A and a B, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up for 5 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could be getting a turn in the market in the next session and heading down. But we've talked about the bear market in the US stock video and the S&P and all the rest of it. So to turn bullish, we need to move past these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So will the stock market affect you know, the energy market? They are kind of linked together a little bit. So you know, you know, the energy drives the business, so to speak. So yeah, just be careful of a turn, that's all, in the energy sector and the gold sector and the silver. The iron ore we're watching. We've forgotten the DBA Agricultural, haven't we? Sorry about that. Let me just find that for a moment, which is, I should check on wheat, but I know corn's doing much the same. I'll just have a quick look at corn. Yeah, it's a bit raggedy, but where's my there it is. Sorry for missing that. Put that at the end. So we've been looking, you know, obviously there's problems with the wheat market in Ukraine as well. You know, the Russians were stealing the boats full of wheat and trying to flog them to other countries, Egypt, and that was quite very funny. It reminds me of the sort of mafia and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, every country's got their gangs, haven't they? So yeah, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. I mean, it could be an A wave and a B wave, so we need to be a bit mindful about those sorts of things. We would want this wave 3 here to be longer than wave 1 here. Normally wave 3 would be 62% longer than wave 1. So we'll just go, as always, go step by step. But we've been counting up here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not very good there, but okay, we based it off corn, I remember now. And then we're just looking for the turn here. We can see the stochastics kind of coming up, but we know we're not finished yet. I haven't really pulled that apart in here, but I mean 25 is the next number here for all of that. So I won't pull it apart today, but really it could finish anywhere. It could finish here above the 23, the top of group 1, and struggle there, or it can get up to that point there, or it could have another correction from this point. I'll need to do some more work on it. It's just not long enough yet, is it? It's still too short. So if I take this here to this length, I'm not going to give it a 61.8% thing, because that's just equality to that point. That's where it can be an ABC pattern at that point right there. I don't want to look at it up as wave 1 of the next degree, because it takes it too high at that point. So I think what we need to do is get a little bit real and just look at this being a wave C at this point too, just to haunt us a little bit in the meantime. Keep us honest, keep us on our toes. Yeah, I'm happy with all of that. I mean, really, when you look at wave, let's just check these guys. Wave 1 looks quite big here. How does that compare with wave 3? So wave 3 is bigger. So we should be able to look at wave 4 here, because wave 3 is the longest, we could look at the distance of wave 1 to this one here for this. So we could get to 24, close to it. Just bear that in mind. So I'll just put that there. But I know that what 23 is going to offer. I can see here we've got 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. So the gap there will be the middle of the trend. So, you know, it may hopefully all of that's just wave 1 here, and then we have wave something like this. Hopefully that's what normally happens when you get close to this number. But to get to 25, I know we need a tested support on top of group 1, which is 23, and we need to wait and see for that. So that could be the top there. So we need to see an ABC on the down move here. We need to bring that into the picture a bit. And I'll need to lift these up a structure as well. So that's it really. I've been meaning to have a look at wheat to see if it's doing the same thing. This is, you know, this is pretty much duplicating corn as such. So I don't think wheat's going to be too much different, is it? God, I haven't seen soft commodities for years. There we go, put Humpty Dumpty together again. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. Yeah, I wouldn't be going long here in the later part of the trend, you know. Once we can see what's going on, once we get that top in play here to figure out if it's that or that, then we'll know what to do. But hopefully we get a classic trading levels pattern at that level. It will take us up into, hoping this is the top of wave 3, then 4, and then we can trade wave 5 up through that side of it. But we'll see how we go. It's probably the case, isn't it? You know. Rightio. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.